give a demo of certain fintech use cases that are prevalent in Pakistan. So the idea over here is to showcase, of course, like Kasif showed, a lot of fintechs are there. There are more than 100 fintechs operating in Pakistan. So it's difficult to give a demonstration of all the fintechs. What we have done is carefully selected a few that we can showcase over here as a demo. The idea of this is to actually explain that when fintechs operate, they operate in a collaborative manner. Like Kasif said, it cannot be an individual entity doing everything on its own. So the collaboration with the banks is important. The collaboration with the regulator is very important. The collaboration with the industry for which you are digitizing the use cases is very, very important. The first entity that I'm going to introduce over here is Keenu. Keenu has been the foremost and probably one of the first fintech startups that started to operate in Pakistan in 2016. Keenu started their operations with retail payments, with deploying POS machines over the merchants. They have an online payment mechanism through Net Connect, which enables bank account payments and payments through wallets to different online merchants. They have a loyalty program for their customers, as well as Keenu has a digital wallet and is now in a pilot state as an electronic money institution. Keenu has been one of the most successful models out there in Pakistan, deploying over 10,000 point of sales machines over a retail network and have 50 plus e-commerce merchants live on their online network, that's Net Connect. The acquiring business, if we talk about their success, like I said, they have 10,000 plus POS machines, plus they power 6,500 brands with 9,100 merchant locations, over 114 cities, with a total volume processed of 200 plus billion. Now, this is a huge volume for a fintech to process. They were able to do it in partnership with Bank Al Habib, which was their partner bank in the early days when they started in 2016 and moving forward. Their per POS productivity is 1.3 million. What I would like to do from here is that I would like to show you a demo of, the earlier transactions that used to happen were usually transactions through the physical card being dipped or being swiped on a POS machine. This is now available in different gadgets that you get because card is now virtualized. The card can be in your watch, which can be tapped and the transaction can go through. Similarly, the card could be in your mobile device, which would work similarly as this watch, and the NFC technology on the mobile device enables that transaction to go through. Now, these are enablements through different technological advancements in the market. Similarly, another fintech, Halima has been moderating this session, is Oraan, which is a newer fintech, but has touched upon a lot of lives because simply of its use case and its ideology. So Oraan is a product for women by women. And the ideology is that in Pakistan, there is a lot of ballot committees happening, which happens locally in an informal sector and in an undocumented form. The industry represents around $5 billion market opportunity in Pakistan. And 41% of Pakistan's population uses these committees. Now, in this, women has a probability of using 1.3 times higher probability to save, for insurance, for credit in the ballot committees. And this enables them to have forced budgeting, access to liquidity, religiously and socially unacceptable. So the thing is, Oraan has done some amazing work, because this was a use case which was done in the physical world by people, mostly in cash, which they have successfully digitized. And in this digitization, they have enabled a complete documentation of these committees and creating convenience in it. Just one last example of another fintech, which is enabling payments in Pakistan, which is another use case, which is very important. And the idea over here is that you digitize invoices for people to pay. Now, these could be invoices of retail payments. These could be invoices of educational payments. These could be invoices of any industry which needs to be paid. So every industry needs to have a payment mechanism. And Blinq is another fintech which has recently started its operations, but has penetrated into the market to digitize different type of invoices which can be paid by their customers. These invoices can be digitized by integrating with the Blinq platform, by an MIS which can be integrated, and the transaction is done. So they offer billing services through OneLink. They offer account-based payments through NiFT and apps. They provide real-time reconciliation portal with this. So another use case which is enabled by a fintech in collaboration with different regulated and unregulated entities. In this case, the payment schemes, the regulated payment gateways in Pakistan, that is NiFT, Pay and apps, and of course the billing services through OneLink. So I'll just run you through one last video, which shows how Blinq operates. Okay, so this is the Blinq portal, which gives their customers a view of their payments. The customer can upload an MIS or integrate with the platform. Once that is done, there is an invoice generated. That invoice could be searched on this platform. Once the invoice is received, like for instance, in this case, the invoice on the top of 65 rupees needs to be paid. This invoice could be paid through this link, which is sent to the customer, or directly from the portal. The customer can go on to proceed to pay, select direct account debit, and it gets routed to a payment gateway where they can actually select the bank, enter the account number and CNIC, which is taken to the bank. The bank issues a one-time password to its customer, and the payment is authorized once that one-time password is entered. Now, the instant message is returned to the platform from where the transaction was generated. And once the message is relayed, the platform is updated that the payment has been received. Now, this instantly marks this invoice paid. So if you search this invoice again, you'll find that this invoice has been paid. Now, the other method, now if you are not paying through this gateway, the other method is that the customer goes on to the internet banking portal of the bank that he is using. Over there, they can actually add Blinq as a biller. Since this invoice is already paid, he would be adding another invoice because it says bill already paid. They would be adding another invoice which is not paid. And then they would be able to transfer funds in real time into this for this invoice. So this is another way of the customer making a payment through one bill of one link to make a payment of an invoice that needs to be paid. Now, again, like I said earlier, this comes as a collaboration of different payment gateways at the back end, which is NiFT Pay, apps, and OneLink. And of course, banks which offer their internet banking, which are connected to the billing service. And then, of course, the fintech itself, which is fronting this relationship in this case, which is Blinq. So this is how fintechs work to digitize different use cases, which are very real in our environment, which are very real when it comes to payments in Pakistan, and digitize them and collaborate with different payment partners to convert those payments into reality. Now, one last slide I would like to share is the key considerations for a fintechs, right? So this is very important for us to understand. We can't just since fintechs are startups usually, a lot of fintechs have matured over time, but it is very important for fintechs to understand the regulatory and the legal environment of Pakistan. So they need to understand the tax laws, the corporate laws, the state bank regulations in order to make sure that they do not violate any sort of laws or regulations within the country. They have to make sure that they protect customer data. They conform with the customer protection data. If they require for approvals from the regulator, they seek those approvals. Now, one key role of Pakistan Fintech Association is to guide and to help fintechs and startups who are coming up to actually coach them, to mentor them, because we have with us a lot of seasoned people. So Keenu is a member, OneLink is a member, NiFT is a member, people who have been operating, Finja is a member. So a lot of entities who have been operating in this industry for quite a while to actually be able to guide the new entrants into the market. So that's one of the key roles that Pakistan Fintech Association is playing in the market. Then secondly, what the fintechs need to do, as also touched upon earlier, is making sure that they look into the information security and cybersecurity threats and safeguard them and the regulated entities that are connected to them by system hardening, by putting in adequate controls, by making sure they do adequate system testing and analysis in order to make sure that they secure the entire ecosystem. And of course, the operational controls. And this is something, as earlier said, the role of the auditors as well, to make sure that all of these aspects are covered by fintechs working with different entities, as well as the financial experts who will be working as CFOs of these fintechs to make sure, or auditors in these fintechs, to make sure that these areas are covered. So a robust operational control is very necessary so that best practices are implemented. So this is a brief demo of how fintechs operate. What are the different use cases out there in the market? Because of shortage of time, I was only able to show you just a glimpse of what has happened in Pakistan. The Kasif showed a detailed slide of different fintechs, and each fintech brings in new value and different value to the market. And that's the beauty of this game that we are into. So thank you so much.